begin our reading today on page 56, and we also will take notes for the quiz tomorrow and review for the quiz tomorrow. And then tomorrow, after you take the quiz, we will do some experiments. Okay, so let's start on the top of page 56 and read the terms to remember together. The first term is density. How tightly packed molecules are in matter. So which one is the most dense? Which state of matter is the most dense?
Brick molecule. Brick molecule.
Please sit up and listen. You're not even listening to what I'm saying. Which state of matter is the most dense? Which
Solid.
one? Solids. Thank you. See what happened when you actually paid attention to what I said? All right. And then we're going to talk about mixture. Read it with me. Mixture.
Two or more different kinds of matter
that have been combined together but can separate again. And that's one of the experiments we'll be doing tomorrow. Okay? So let's talk about density. What makes some things sink while others float? When you play in the pool, you have probably noticed that some things sink to the bottom right away and some things take longer to sink. Some things, like a stick, may never sink. Why is that? All matter is made of
molecules.
Some matter has molecules that are more tightly packed than others. This property of matter is called density. Density is how tightly packed molecules are in any state of matter. A brick will sink right away because its molecules are packed very closely together, making it a more dense solid. A stick, however, is made of molecules that are not as close together. Because the stick is not as dense, it floats. Adam, I need you to pay attention. So when the molecules are tightly packed together, what's going to happen?
It's going to sink.
It's going to sink. And when the molecules are not packed quite as tightly together, it will float. Alright, so they show you there our symbol. That's not really a brick molecules, is it? Those are little smiley faces, aren't they? But they're showing you how tightly packed together the molecules of a brick would be compared to the molecules of a stick, showing why one would float and one would not. Some liquids can even float in each other. Oil is less dense than water, so will it sink or float? Float. And we're also going to do that experiment tomorrow where we can see the oil floating. Jonathan, please stop. Thank you. All right, matter mixtures. Have you ever made chicken noodle soup?
No.
Has your mom?
Yes.
Okay, many kinds of matter or ingredients are mixed together to make the soup. When you combine different kinds of matter together, we call that a mixture. With a mixture, you can separate the kinds of matter again. For example, let's say Mom made chicken noodle soup and she put carrots in it. And you don't like carrots. So what are you going to do with the carrots?
Take them out.
You're going to separate them out again because you don't want to eat the carrots. So that means the soup is a mixture. After, I'm sorry, I lost my place. With a mixture, you can separate the kinds of matter again. Oil and vinegar are two different kinds of liquid matter. When you shake them together, they become a mixture. After some time, they will separate again. The oil in the mixture is still oil, and the vinegar is still vinegar. But if you shake them together again, they will become a mixture once more. How many of you know that? Because you get the salad dressing out, and it's the kind that has oil and vinegar in it, and you have to do what first? Shake it up before you use it. Otherwise, you would just be pouring a lot of oil on your salad. God planned and designed how everything in the universe would work. Matter, energy, force, and motion all work in the way He meant them to. This orderly plan for the world shows us that God's designs are indeed very wise. Though we have learned much in this chapter, we have only begun to explore how God's world works. Turn the page. All right, that is the other experiment we're going to be doing. All right, so that's one we'll be doing, and let's just do the comprehension step at the bottom. Which has a higher density, a brick or a stick?
Brick.
Brick. Higher density means it sinks. Higher density. Less density, it floats. So the higher density is going to be the brick because it sinks. Name an object that will float. Just raise your hand. Well, yes, we do know a stick. Can you name something else?
A cardboard box.
A cardboard box. Until what happens to it?
Until it gets
when
wet and it gets heavy.
Yeah, when it starts absorbing the water, then that would make it more dense and it would start to sink.
Because the molecules go in between the cardboard molecules, making it tighter.
Yeah, making it more dense, because it's not just cardboard anymore, it's actually cardboard and water.
Pencil.
A pencil, I don't even know if I've ever tried to make a pencil float, but it's wood, so wood would float.
Like Duncan said, and the cardboard box would fill up like a
Right.
bucket if you put it in
We're just talking about things that float now, so can you name something else that would float?
a bucket.
Depends on what the bucket's made of. And
Plastic.
if it filled up with water, then it would not anyway. But if it was made of, the bucket was made of what?
Plastic.
Plastic. Plastic bucket would float. Okay, let's go on to the next question. Name an object that will sink besides a brick.
House.
Say it again?
A house.
A house. Okay, yeah, it probably would, wouldn't it? Paige? Actually, when houses have flooded, they have floated at first. Eventually, they did start to sink, but I've seen pictures of flooded areas and the house was floating down the river when it was in a flooded area. Yeah, but eventually it did sink. What were you gonna say?
A metal trash can.
A metal trash can.
You.
Well,
if you just stand there, you can't. And you don't breathe. If it was like a deep lake, if you just stand there.
actually, yeah, if you're standing upright, you're not going to
But if
float.
you-
But if you lay down, you're going to float. Your body wants to float.
A super big rock.
Okay, actually, I was going to ask because you already answered. But anyway, a rock. Actually, any rock, even a small rock is gonna sink. If you throw a pebble in the lake, it doesn't float, it sinks, right?
A banana.
A banana, I've never tried. I don't know. Has anybody ever tried to put a banana on the pool and see if it would sink or float?
Not the pool.
I'm not sure. Okay, what about, what do we call different kinds of matter that have been combined?
A mixture.
Very good, a mixture. Alright, now we need to take the notes for the quiz tomorrow. So, make sure you're in your science section, not the history section. Make sure you're in the science section. Right, and the first thing you need to write at the top is study and quiz. And the date that quiz is gonna be is September 18th, so that's tomorrow. So put that at the very top. Alright. Way to describe or put a slash mark, sort matter. How did we do it the other day when I had all these different solids at the bottom? We sorted them by
Wait.
no. What did you call the things we wrote on the bottom of that paper? Remember that paper? We sorted them by what?
Color.
That was one, but what is color? Color is of what? Color was one of the ones where, I don't want you to tell me the things we wrote at the bottom, I want you to tell you what was already written at the bottom, and color was one of those. Color was who can remember?
Adjective.
No, it is an adjective, but I wanna know, you remember the paper we did the other day, the one you already took home?
Yes.
What did it say at the bottom of the paper? We were writing in different blank, which was ways to describe the matter. We said that they were pliable, the pliability of it, the color of it, what was the other one? Hardness of it.
What if you're big, medium?
Okay, but what do you call that? You're sorting it by? Nobody can remember? Properties. Remember it said properties? So ways to describe or sort matter is the property. See, this is why you get behind, bud, because you're not writing.
But I did.
You did write that already? Okay,
Yeah.
good. All right, so that is on page 40, and you guys obviously need to look it up because nobody knew that answer. We sorted the matter by property, whether it was hard or soft. What color was it? Was it pliable? Okay. State of matter keeps its shape. Which state of matter keeps its shape? Solid. Very good. So just put state of matter. Put a line. Keeps its shape. That is a solid. And the answer to that is also on page 46.